Alright guys, this is Health Nibble number 38, so get your heavy metals checked. So one of the things on our functional medicine side that sets us aside is we go further upstream looking for toxins, biotoxins, and heavy metals that lodge in those cell membranes and keep your thyroid from working or your cells from working and causing autoimmunity. And heavy metals is a huge problem. I think 2 episodes ago we talked about leaky gut. One of the reasons that heavy metals is such a huge problem is that now when we're exposed to it in nature, we don't have those protective mechanisms in our gut, so it goes right into our tissues, and then it causes all kinds of disruption, from cancer, autoimmunity, chronic inflammation, hormone disruption, all of that. So this is whether you have female hormone problems or a thyroid problem or lower energy or you can't lose weight, all of these things. When we're looking for heavy metals, we're going upstream. So anyway, I don't have a lot of problems. I'm pretty healthy and don't have a lot of problems that way, but I always have a metallic taste in my mouth certain times when I have certain foods or whatever. So I just went ahead and got my heavy metals tested, and eye-opening. So my lead, so if you can see this big line here, can you see that? Mm-hmm. Is lead. And this is mercury. So my mercury is...
And you should be in the green, right?
And I should be in the green. So, where do we get that stuff? Our biggest source of exposure for mercury is amalgams. And the second biggest is the preservatives and vaccines, thimerosal. So,
and also it's passed down 4 generations.
So that's what I was going to get to. So that's our exposure that we get, on a daily basis. Lead can be, a lot of times there's problems with lead in the water. Used to be leaded paint. Toys that are from China have lead in them. Actually, we had a patient that had herbs from China. So sometimes, they don't have all the standards that we have, and so you get these certain herbs that are supposed to be cleansing because they bind with metals. And guess what? In nature, and when they're being harvested, if they're binding with metals and they're weak binders, so then you take this detox tea or whatever, and you're giving yourself heavy metals. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get lead, and what Aaron was mentioning was the generational toxicity. So you get lead and mercury and other metals from your mother. So the studies show it would take 4 clean generations to naturally get rid of those heavy metals, and that's not going to happen. So that's why we do chelation, do the heavy metal detox as part of our functional medicine program. So most of our patients that come in, it's a cheap test. It's very specific. You are using a chelator, so it's it's a cheap test. It's a $100 test, but usually we have our patients do that to get started.
Also, another interesting point I think about lead. Talk about growing, like bones growing and going through different phases.
Yeah. So a lot of times when, so you'll see this like with spectrum kids, they'll hit puberty and the hormones are going, and all of a sudden their symptoms get worse. Those hormone changes, or menopause, those hormone changes actually pull the lead out of the bones because the body will just store the lead in the bones. So it'll start pulling all that out. So that's a lot of times you start getting triggering autoimmunity or brain fog or neurodegenerative stuff. Hormones can do that. So
okay, so you can get the test kit at our office. So you can contact us.
Yeah, if you're interested in that, we do that in our office as part of our functional medicine program. So
okay,
that's your Health Nibble.
All right, see you tomorrow.